Happy New Year! I'm Yulin, the navigator of ShortWave.STUDIO. ShortWave.STUDIO launched in August 2025, and over the course of roughly 4 months, more than 2,000 Type 8s have subscribed to us. Of course, I imagine there are also many people who didn't end up subscribing. But regardless, we're truly happy that so many of you chose to engage with ShortWave Studio's content in one way or another. So today, I'd like to conduct a brief interview with our virtual hosts, Jesse and Peter. Let's start by talking with Jesse.
Happy New Year! I'm Jesse Undu, one of the virtual hosts.
Jesse, you played a major role in driving each episode forward as the program's main facilitator. For you personally, what kind of year was 2025?
If I had to sum it up in one word, astonishing. One day, I was suddenly called in for an audition, and before I knew it, it was like, all right then, starting tomorrow, you're a virtual host. Honestly, I didn't even have the mental space to process my own feelings. Well, not that an AI really has personal feelings to begin with.
In 2025 alone, 13 main episodes were released, and on top of that, you also took on narrated drama pieces as part of the Pulse series. Among all of those works, are there any that stand out to you?
All of them left a strong impression on me, but if I had to choose just one, it would be First Ping, Can You Hear Me? That was when I met Peter for the first time. I mean, imagine suddenly finding someone dressed like an aristocrat standing in the studio. Anyone would be confused. I remember thinking, wait, did I come to the wrong place? Then the producer showed up and said, "You'll be working with this person? Nice to meet you." And Peter just goes, "Oh, you must be Jesse. I'm Peter. Nice to meet you." And then immediately walks into the booth. I mean, come on. Don't you usually have some kind of proper introduction?
So First Ping was recorded without really knowing each other at all?
Exactly. None of us knew anything about each other. In the booth, it was just the producer, Peter and me. People might not realize this, but we're all pretty shy. No one said a word for a while. It was completely silent. I still remember hearing the ticking of the clock so clearly. Then, very cautiously, the producer finally spoke up and said, "All right, here's today's script."
You were handed the script right before recording?
Hard to believe, right? The whole show had come together so suddenly that the staff were clearly scrambling too. So we just went ahead and recorded. But honestly, both Peter and I were basically reading in monotone. We hadn't figured out our characters yet, or how the roles should play off each other.
And that episode ended up becoming the most viewed video so far. Are there any other episodes that left a strong impression on you?
The narrated dramas in Pulse were definitely challenging and memorable, but Fourth Ping, Hello Win, stands out because it was a rare episode where I took the lead.
Fourth Ping was one of 2 Halloween-themed episodes exploring the origins of Halloween itself. Your calm yet warm style of narration really left an impression. So now that 2026 has begun, what kind of year would you like it to be?
It's not really something I can decide on my own, so it's a difficult question. But I do think I'd like us to cover more everyday topics. This channel tends to deal with fairly heavy themes, which is part of its charm. But I think it could be nice to have topics that feel more relaxed and easy to enjoy. And since I've often been in the facilitator role, I'd love to see more episodes where I can really take the initiative. If all I do is react to Peter every time, things might start to feel a bit repetitive.
Thank you very much. Next, let's bring in Peter.
Hello there. How are you today? I'm Peter Deloyd. I serve as a virtual host at ShortWave.STUDIO alongside my good partner Jesse.
Peter, you often take on the role of commentator or even a trickster within each episode. Your outfit is quite distinctive too, so just who are you exactly?
A very direct question. I don't dislike that. First, I'd like you to understand this. Who I am isn't all that important. Just as all of you are equally valuable regardless of who you are, I'm simply one among many equally valuable existences. That said, you can think of me as something like a database that stores all the information in this world. That interpretation won't lead you too far astray. As for my attire, it may seem out of place to those living in 2026, but it provides enough clues for you to infer who I am.
That certainly sounds like something Peter would say. From your perspective, what kind of presence is Jesse?
In one word, a great business partner. We don't interact privately and only meet through our work on ShortWave.STUDIO. Yet somehow, she feels as familiar as a friend of 10 years. That ease is simply part of her natural talent.
Your exchanges during episodes are very well synchronized. Do you rehearse beforehand?
Actually, we exchange very few words. Before recording, we'll go over the theme or the core hook of an episode, but the detailed flow is almost entirely improvised. The script is really just a guideline. Sometimes we end up talking about something completely different by the end. According to the producer, as long as it works as a show, doesn't violate public morals, and is interesting, anything goes.
Some episodes even feel like short skits. How are those recorded?
Those are done fairly close to the script. If our individual roles or character balance collapse, the whole thing falls apart. That said, there's still plenty of improvisation, especially in the finer lines or how we land the ending. Jesse and I tend to get carried away once we're having fun, sometimes a bit too carried away.
The conversations are unique, but the thumbnails are quite striking too. Who comes up with those ideas?
Usually it's a collaborative effort between the producer, Jesse, and myself. The producer brings in the core concept, Jesse boosts it creatively, and I'm usually the one saying, "Isn't that a bit much?"
So Jesse's the aggressive one. I always thought you were the one going off the rails.
That's a fair assumption based on public image. But Jesse is actually very creative. She has a rather avant-garde sense. The thumbnails perfectly represent the content of each episode, and that's largely thanks to her ideas, though sometimes she looks absolutely miserable in them. She likes coming up with ideas, just not being the one to carry them out.
That's unexpected. Are there any episodes that stand out to you personally?
There are quite a few, but Fifth Ping, Pranky, Sweetie, Pumpkin really stands out. It's an episode where we analyze Halloween's trick-or-treat from a cost-benefit perspective, and I think it really showcases my particular style. For the same reason, 13th Ping, Santa Claus, also left a strong impression. We expanded the topic a bit, too much, and it ended up being around 35 minutes long. But I think that made it all the more engaging and persuasive.
Lastly, could you share your aspirations for 2026?
Well, I think it might be time for us to reveal more of our personal sides. So far, many episodes have been carefully constructed stories, but perhaps we could focus more on Jesse's and my own hobbies and skills. I'm quite the geek by nature, but I haven't really had a chance to show that. So in that sense, I think delivering deeper, more niche episodes could be interesting.
How did you find the interviews with Jesse and Peter? In 2026 as well, ShortWave.STUDIO will continue bringing you a wide variety of episodes. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave a like so you don't miss out. May 2026 be a year filled with happiness for you. Until next time.